Welcome to Assembly News Now. This is multimedia editor Jennifer Pierce, and here's what's happening with product assembly on July 2nd. Ford revamps its assembly plant in Germany to produce EVs. A robotic dog patrols a BMW assembly plant. A robot sets a Guinness World Record for speed. And for our top story, manufacturers consider microfactories. And finally, a luxury car maker closes the gender gap. These Assembly News Now stories after a brief message from our sponsor Promes, an industry leader for complete turnkey monitoring and motion systems. Ford has begun producing a new electric Explorer SUV at its assembly plant in Cologne, Germany. The factory, which originally opened in 1930, is the company's first dedicated EV assembly plant in Europe. Ford spent $2 billion to transform the plant into a factory of the future. More than 600 new robots have been installed to perform welding, cutting, painting, and other operations. The plant also features self-learning machines, artificial intelligence, and a digital twin which covers every workstation. A new control center monitors the assembly process in real time, including the quantity of every part and nut at each workstation. A robotic dog is roaming BMW's engine factory in Hams Hall, England. Spotto is an autonomous robot that supports maintenance and ensures production runs smoothly. Equipped with visual, thermal, and acoustic sensors, the machine collects data for the plant's digital twin. The data is used for quality assurance and production planning. Spotto monitors the temperature of machinery and immediately recognizes if an installation is running too hot, an early sign of potential failure. The robot also identifies leaks and compressed air lines. Remember the Rubik's Cube? A robot designed by engineers at Mitsubishi Electric was able to solve a Rubik's Cube in little more than 3/10 of a second, a new Guinness World Record. The robot's time of 0.305 beat the previous record of 0.38. The Toku Fastbot can perform a 90-degree rotation in 9,000ths of a second, thanks to compact, high-power, signal-responsive servo motors. An AI-based vision system recognizes the color and position of each square. The programmable controller, industrial PC, touchscreen display, and cameras are all designed for high-speed signal transmission and inter-device control. And now for today's top story. Assembly plants are typically large facilities dedicated to mass production of one product. However, some manufacturers are questioning that concept. For them, localized production with smaller, more flexible factories is a better option. Here to tell us more is Senior Editor Austin Weber. Austin?
Manufacturers around the world are thinking of going small when it comes to the size of the factories. Traditionally, auto factories require big footprints with large assembly lines and lots of fixed production equipment. However, a relatively new concept called a microfactory offers a flexible alternative that is especially appealing to many startup electric vehicle manufacturers. A microfactory is a small-scale manufacturing facility that can produce a variety of products with limited space and resources. In theory, smaller, highly automated factories would enable automakers to be flexible and more responsive to customers and local markets. Rather than build one factory that specializes in low-mix, high-volume production, a microfactory would concentrate on high-mix, low-volume products. Microfactories are intended to be smaller assembly facilities where all the parts and components arrive in a kit. There would be more modules and fewer assemblers than in a traditional auto plant. There are several other key differences between microfactories and conventional automotive assembly plants. Microfactories are much smaller in size, requiring less space and resources. They are designed to be highly flexible and adaptable, allowing for rapid reconfiguration and production changes to accommodate different products or designs. They can also be located close to consumers, enabling more localized production which reduces transportation costs and carbon emissions. Microfactories appeal to electric vehicle manufacturers for several reasons. EVs require fewer, less complex production processes compared to traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. Microfactories also offer the ability to adapt quickly to changing demands and technologies. And they require lower initial investment costs and provide the ability to cater to niche markets. Several EV startups, such as Arrival and Community, have touted the benefits of microfactories, but those companies have failed to ramp up production. Ironically, two of the first companies to actually assemble vehicles in a microfactory are legacy automakers General Motors and Hyundai. However, microfactories haven't been widely adopted by large automakers due to factors such as economies of scale, existing infrastructure, and a tendency to stick to traditional manufacturing processes. Back to you, Jennifer.
Thanks, Austin. And finally, Ferrari has long been known for winning races, but this year it is celebrating a tie. Ferrari has obtained certification for providing equal pay between genders on a global level. The certification was awarded by the Equal Pay Foundation, a Swiss nonprofit organization dedicated to achieving gender equity in compensation worldwide. To grant certification, the foundation analyzed the company's pay levels as well as opportunities for professional development and advancement. According to the foundation, Ferrari is the first luxury goods manufacturer to have eliminated the pay gap between men and women. That's all for this edition of Assembly News Now. For all the latest news on assembly technology, visit assemblymag.com and follow us on social media. Thanks for watching, and tune in next month for another installment of Assembly News Now.